Okay, I'm just knocking them all over. No big deal. All right, before we get into it, no one make fun of me. Oh, there it is, because I smashed my face. So be nice. We are gonna talk about supplements and where I get my supplements and what I use, what I take, why I take them, when I take them, yada, yada, yada. So take this for face value. I'm nowhere near an expert. I'm a licensed personal trainer. I also went to school for exercise science, and I've been training in-person and online clients for a couple of years. So I know a thing or two about supplements. I do take supplements regularly. They switch throughout the year based on what my goal is. This is not a sponsored video. I'm not sponsoring this company or these brands, and I'm not getting paid for this. This is just information for clients and anyone who's just interested. Maybe you're looking to start taking supplements for the first time and you just don't know where to start. Before we talk about supplements in depth, I think attention needs to be drawn to the fact that a lot of influencers use supplements and promote them nowadays. A lot of these supplement companies will reach out to influencers or people on social media with a high following, and they will ask them to basically promote their brand, and they get a discount and a commission for just promoting their brand. It's basically just a contract saying, if you use this product, you post it on social media and you get other people to purchase it through your link and your discount code, you get a commission for it. And a lot of those people do not actually know anything about the product that they are using, and they will give you a lot of false information. So just be careful and do your research. There's also a huge lack of understanding how to use supplements, when to use them, and how they're even regulated. So basically that will lead you to wasting your money and just throwing your money away on all these supplements, and you're gonna have no results, or you can end up with very negative results. So a lot of major supplement companies are not regulated in the US before they hit the shelves. They're sold in stores. They're not considered like a prescription drug or anything, but they're not subject to pre-market testing, which means they are not approved by the FDA before they hit the shelves. So a lot of supplement companies, especially new and upcoming ones, that don't have a lot of validity and they don't have a lot of research back behind them, can actually have a lot of negative and very, very harmful ingredients in them. So that's why you really have to find someone who knows what they're talking about, or do the research yourself before you actually buy these and take them on a daily basis. So two major things that you need to consider when researching a supplement before you buy it is that some supplements are tested on animals, but they are not tested for the safety of humans before they hit the market. So that's something huge you need to consider, as well as a lot of supplements do not carry the full nutrients that you can get from a normal diet. So that is why they are a supplement to your diet. All right, first one we're going to talk about is protein. I take this every day. I take it in the morning. Sometimes I take it before bed if I really need to. So there are different kinds of protein. And this is Select Protein. I chose this because just the ingredients that are in it. It is tested, and I think it's an 80-20 mix of casein and whey. So it's an in-between protein. You can find whey, whey isolate, casein proteins. So protein is made of 20 amino acids. 9 of them are essential, which means you have to get them through your diet. Your body does not naturally produce them. Amino acids are basically the building blocks of proteins, if you've never heard that before. This helps with muscle recovery, muscle growth, and also fat loss, which contributes to a lean body composition or a lean muscle mass. So the 3 main proteins I'm going to talk about are whey, casein, and plant protein for all the vegetarians. One of the most important ingredients in protein is leucine. It's a muscle protein synthesizer or stimulator, and it's higher in concentration in certain proteins. Like whey protein has a higher concentrate of leucine than casein. Casein protein is formulated to digest more slowly, so that's why a lot of people will take casein protein before bed. Plant protein is made from things like soy, rice, or peas. It has the lowest amount of leucine, so it has less muscle protein synthesis. A lot of people say that vegans or plant protein is super insufficient and it will actually make you super weak, and you'll only be able to produce a lean muscle mass or a lean body composition, which is totally not true. So which protein should you take? Ladies, this is for you. You do not need a women's protein. All protein is the same. It is all made and produced and found on earth the same. Protein is not specific to men or women, so you can buy any kind of protein that men can buy. Now, whether you choose whey, casein, or plant protein is totally up to you, your diet, your nutritional needs, and of course your goals. I would say if you are just looking to build muscle, whey protein or whey protein isolate is perfect because it's so bioavailable in nutrients, and it's very fast acting, and your muscles are going to absorb it very quickly post-workout. Casein is perfect for taking it right before bed, and it's going to slowly digest, and you're going to have that muscle protein synthesis slowly released throughout the night. Even bigger question, do you need protein? No, you absolutely do not. If you get enough protein from your diet, that is perfectly fine. Protein powder is a supplement to your diet. So if you're not getting enough protein, or if you're going through a bulking phase and you need that added protein, this is great to add to your diet. You should not only be taking this. Should you take more than the recommended dose? Current research says that protein recommendations are lower than they should be right now. However, basically overdosing on protein, taking more than you need, is not beneficial. Too much protein intake can actually be stored as fat. The only time I ever take more than 1 scoop is if I am weight training really hard and I am tearing that muscle down a lot and I need that extra repair. It also depends on how much protein I am getting from my natural diet. The next supplement I'm going to talk about is creatine. The only difference with these two is that one is in the form of a pill and one is in the form of a powder. So a lot of people are scared to take creatine because they believe that they're either going to bulk up like crazy or they're going to gain a crap ton of weight. So creatine is actually already in your body. It's synthesized from amino acids and it regenerates your ATP stores. ATP is used for that muscle force output that you generate during heavy lifts. So your body is already supplying you with creatine through the phosphocreatine system. Supplementing creatine into your diet is only increasing your ATP stores so that you have a higher force output and you can generate more force output for heavier lifts. Do not let anyone tell you that because you're a woman, you cannot take creatine. I take it every day. You do need to stay hydrated while taking creatine because it's going to cause water retention in your muscles depending on how much you are actually taking, which can give your muscles that watery, just kind of like bloated look. It will go away if you stop taking creatine. It doesn't cause you to gain weight. It is literally just water stores in between your muscle tissue. So why do I take both? With the pill form, I don't have to taste it and I can take it whenever, wherever. I just pop 1 or 2. The daily dose for these is 4 capsules a day. So if I don't want to take 4 capsules all at once and I want to space it out and gradually increase my creatine intake, I will use this. And then I will eventually switch to the powder form and I will just mix it with my pre-workout or even my protein just so I don't have to taste it. That's the only benefit to the pills, is that I just don't like the taste all the time. When you first start taking creatine, there are a couple different methods you can do. You can do a loading phase where you take over the recommended amount and it loads your muscles with ATP stores, and then you gradually decrease to a recommended dose over several weeks. I don't like doing that. I like gradually increasing instead, which is why I like using the pills, because then I know how much I'm taking versus like trying to measure out the powder, which would be super difficult. So you can start at a lower dose. I start with like maybe 3 to 5 grams and gradually increase. You can increase up to 20 grams, but it's not necessary. Obviously, the more you increase, the more water retention you are going to have. Can you take creatine while losing weight? yes, I take creatine during my cutting phase to avoid any muscle loss as much as possible, because you work so hard for it in the bulking season. You don't want to lose it. And when you're losing weight, you're not just losing fat, you're also losing water retention and you're losing muscle. Not a lot, but enough. So this will help you keep that muscle that you work so hard for. The next supplement is very popular. Everyone has heard it before, hopefully. Pre-workout. It comes in stim and non-stim options. Basically, this is a caffeinated drink mix that will increase your pain tolerance and reduce your fatigue during workouts. You don't need this for every single workout. It is not recommended to take during every single workout because you will build up a tolerance. It's best to cycle on and off, because otherwise you're gonna have insomnia, you're gonna get headaches, basically anything you can get with normal caffeine. A lot of pre-workouts have beta-alanine in them, which makes you have that really tingly feeling. You can actually take beta-alanine not in a pre-workout. You can get it just in its pure form and also take that instead. This is the PE Science caffeinated kind, prolific. Their non-stim is high volume. I don't have any right now, but they do have stim and non-stim options. A lot of brands do. So if you're looking for a pre-workout that gives you that pump, a lot of them have nitric oxide boosters in them, so you're not having that crash afterwards from the caffeine. I would definitely look into a non-stim option. Another supplement I use, especially during cutting season, is Alphamine. It's basically empty right now because I use this like crazy. This is a thermogenic with added caffeine in it. It basically replaces all my high-calorie coffees, gives me a little bit of energy and focus. I can drink this whether I'm working out. Sometimes I will drink this instead of my pre-workout just because it has less caffeine. So if caffeine can have so many negative side effects, why even bother taking it in the first place? It can increase your resting metabolic rate up to 5 to 10%, which increases your energy as well. It can act as a fat oxidizer, and it can reduce your appetite. That is why it is so popular and also effective. The only problem is you can get addicted to it very quickly, so you just have to be careful of how much caffeine intake you are ingesting each day. Those are the only supplements I'm taking currently. They do switch throughout the year, like I said, and sometimes I'll add in a couple other ones. One that does not switch ever throughout the year that I take all year long every day is a multivitamin. Pretty empty because I use them so much. Multivitamins are the most popular supplement because they're so easy to find. Be careful which multivitamin you get because they all have different ingredients. Some multivitamins can actually be toxic to you depending on how much of certain nutrients you are taking in through your daily nutrition. There are some specific ingredients you should look for. I'm not saying you have to, but I definitely think some multivitamins are more beneficial. Multivitamins are especially important if you are cutting because you are ingesting less food through your diet, which means you are getting less nutrients, and that can have adverse or negative effects. So taking a multivitamin when cutting is super, super, super important. But obviously I take them all year. I still take them when I'm bulking. Nutrients are super important in your diet no matter what. Two alternatives you can implement into your diet. Coffee. Simple, simple, simple. It's still caffeine. Caffeine is caffeine. It is no different in pre-workout than it is in a cup of coffee. It is just a different concentration. Last one is just a 0-calorie drink mix. Instead of spending tons and tons of money on BCAAs, EAAs, whatever to get you to drink more and stay hydrated, just put some of this in your water. The other supplements I've used in the past, I don't use them right now. My boyfriend uses them, are EAAs or BCAAs. EAAs are essential amino acids. They come in a powder, kind of like a pre-workout or a drink mix. And BCAAs also come in a powder. They are branched chain amino acids. They are high in leucine content, which is found in protein. They're also building blocks for proteins. So if you do not want to take protein powder because you don't like the taste, maybe you can't find one that you like, or you just don't really feel like you need it in your diet, you can take EAAs or BCAAs instead for muscle recovery. You can sip them during your workout. They're not caffeinated. They're totally safe to drink. I had noticeably less fatigue. My muscles weren't as sore every day. So I definitely recommend them if you don't want to take protein and you're training really hard. EAAs are also very, very good for older adults because supplements are also very beneficial in different forms at different ages in your lifespan. When it comes to protein at an older age, it is actually harder for your body to absorb additional protein. It's just like a stunted growth factor. It happens to all of us. But EAAs are researched to have a better bioavailability when it comes to ingesting them. So should you take EAAs or should you take BCAAs? So if you are taking the minimal requirements for protein, EAAs are going to be your best friend. If you are taking under the minimal amount of protein in your diet, whether it's through nutritional needs or through supplementation like a protein powder, BCAAs are going to be better for you. So I have used several different companies over the years, just based on what they taste like, what comes in them and their ingredient list, as well as where I can actually get them. I used to order my supplements online and it was just super, super frustrating because the shipping fees were outrageous. I had to wait almost a week and a half to 2 weeks for my supplements to come. Sometimes they would send me the wrong flavor or something I didn't ask for, and it was just a whole process. So I now purchase my supplements all locally at Bullfrog Nutrition. They're located here in Sylvania, Ohio, and then you can also find them in Columbus and Pinkerton, Ohio. They are super, super friendly, super knowledgeable. They even offer an online course on supplements to get you educated so you know what the heck you're buying. Walk in and meet the staff, ask them questions. You're probably going to be amazed at how much you learn. So as a personal trainer and my experience with supplements, one major thing that I think needs talked about is the fact that toxic diet culture and fad diets are now used in the supplement company as a way to market their product. So I took a course back in college that is not related to fitness, but it has a lot to do with how society has structured the way we see the ideal body image. People are so committed to misunderstanding each other that if you want to lose weight, you're toxic. If you want to gain weight, you're toxic. It doesn't matter what your goal is or what your opinion is. It's all toxic nowadays. No one wants to actually grow and learn from each other. So I am here to say, if you want to lose weight, go ahead. You want to gain weight, good for you. Everyone has an opinion. Everyone's going to say something. So do whatever the heck you want. Supplements are not your key to weight loss. You have to know what to take, when to take, how to supplement it into the diet. Do I recommend supplements or taking supplements as a personal trainer, especially if you're a newbie to the supplement world? Yes. Dive in, do your research, talk to people, learn what you're taking before you buy it, try different brands, try different flavors. Have at it. Make sure you like and subscribe and follow my other socials for more content.